Hey, what's up, y'all? Chip Henderson, family pastor of New Covenant Community Church, and I'm here once again to bring you your moment with God. This week, we've been breaking down Psalm 139, verses 23 to 24, where King David sings this song. He says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there are any grievous ways in me, and lead me into the way everlasting." See, David takes this pause to ask God to search his heart, to know his heart, to test it, and then to know his thoughts. And now he continues with this examination process by asking God to see if there's any grievous ways in me. Other translations use the word evil or wicked. But David wants the full examination to know whether there is any evil in him. I've got sinus problems, to be honest. I mean, who doesn't if you live in the San Joaquin Valley, right? So I decided to heal it by going to this ear, nose, and throat doctor. And I get there, and he takes a look at me, and then he gives an x-ray, which doesn't show anything. And so he wants me to do an MRI. Look, I'm not a big fan of MRIs, so I just dropped it, and I stopped showing up, and I didn't see the doctor anymore. Here's the thing. I still have sinus problems. No kidding, right? I know I'm a fool, and I know I needed to go through the whole gamut of examinations to figure out the problem and the solution. And that's David's heart right here. See, he needed to stick the Q-tip up the nose, he needed to run the x-ray, run the CAT scan, run an MRI, do whatever it took for God to remove anything that was in his heart that kept him from honoring God with his life. You can't stop until it's all gone, till you removed it all. See, I believe that we're all born into sin nature. And the prophet Jeremiah reminds us that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. But David's desire through this psalm is that we go through this full examination with God, because he knows that there's stuff in there, and it's the Holy Spirit only alone that can remove it. Oftentimes I teach at camps, and I have these preteens, and I don't want to make the point about sin, and so I have them raise their hand if they've never sinned. And sure enough, there's always some funny kid that wants to raise his hand and like, I never sinned. And I'm like, you're a liar, so you're a sinner, so welcome to the club. And everybody gets a laugh. But just always think it's funny, because I think sometimes we really are in denial about our own sin in our lives. We rationalize it, we make excuses, or we actually think that we know better than the all-creator God. I assure you that when there is unaddressed sin in our lives, whether we know about it or not, or we're aware of it or not, that we miss out on the blessings that God has for us in this life and in the next. Have the boldness to ask God for a full examination of your heart. And if there is anything at all that is keeping you from experiencing the best that God has for you, then ask him to take it away. Take care.